tonight, and you're free to make step up and raise your hand and say, I'd like to present something. So I raised my hand and I wanted to do something about the next big thing. If you're like me, you wake up in the morning and you're like, what's next? What now? A year ago, I remember, was Snapchat, and everybody was like crazy about Snapchat, and it's still very relevant, and but it's a fast-moving world. So how it ties in all to WordPress, obviously it's all the world of digital. If you have a WordPress website, that means that you understand the world of digital marketing and you're out there at least to promote yourself. So digital marketing is a big part of it, because I think the web is a part of it. And I broke down the presentation tonight into three things, kind of like the lay of the land, and it's based on a presentation that I got from BI Intelligence. The second part is what's the next big thing according to that presentation, and I completely agree with that. And then the third thing would be an action plan. What I think we should all be doing in terms of promoting ourselves and whatnot. So the first thing that I was looking at was the paid ads. Looking at the paid ads and the digital marketing, because I think it's very telling. Whether you're doing paid ads or not, I think this is very telling that everybody is shrinking except digital marketing. So television, radio, print, and others, they all have gone down. The orange bar is 2015. So if you could look at, the orange bar is always the smallest, except in digital marketing. Digital marketing has grown steadily in the last 5 years. And this chart only shows up to 2015, but it's clear that 2016 is going upwards too. So it's just really like digital marketing is where all the money is going, and it's growing, and everybody else is shrinking. And that is, for me, is really, really telling and really important. We had a conversation about that. And it's a generation gap. And the orange, the bottom here is 16 to 24 and 25 to 34, and that's their use of smartphone. And the blue bar is the use of television. And the blue bar at the top is people that are age 75 plus, and right here with the largest bar, 65 to 74. But the way I want you to look at this thing is that what happens in every generation is these bars are going to move up, because the people at the top are going to, well, they're going to move on, right? They're going to go to sleep. Yes, exactly. That's a great way to put it. They're going to go to sleep. So what's happening is, as this is moving, if you look at the trend in 10 years or 20 years, you can see what is going to happen. And I've been saying this to my clients last year. It's Google, Facebook, and the rest. But it really is. It's like, and I've been saying that this is really where all the digital ad revenue is going, is Google and Facebook. By the way, Facebook is also Instagram, but if you look at Yahoo, AOL, and Twitter, which the other three that actually are coming on the radar screen, I tell a lot of clients, and I say, I believe that Facebook is underrated. You're not investing enough money in it. It's actually cheap for what it is, and it will become expensive. I think that by 2018 and 18 and 19, Facebook will be expensive, will become expensive, and then other things will open up. There's always an opportunity, by the way. I know that Snapchat is trying to figure out how they're going to monetize, and it makes no sense for us now, but it will. So and by the way, so Google and Facebook grew, and everybody else shrunk last year. If you look at the US digital ad revenue grew by 19%, Google grew by 23%, Facebook by 68%, and everybody else shrunk. They lost 2 points. So that's just really telling where all the money, which by the way, it has to do with the eyeballs. This represents eyeballs, what people are looking at. They're looking at Google and Facebook. Otherwise, the money would not be there. People don't put money into things that people are not looking at. So right now, in terms of 2016, well, 2017, this is indicative of 2016, but there's not a big shift in 2017. This is going to be more of that, okay? Now let's look at television. Television is an interesting, and the other day I came home and I have a setting like this. It's my furniture, and I have my parents-in-law are 82 and 80 years old. They were in my home. My wife was there, my son and my daughter, and they were all, the television was on, and they were, every single one of them was on a device. And I told them, and I said, you're not watching TV, the television is watching you, right? Do you know what's on and everything? And they're like, what? They don't know. And that's just the reality of it. So if you think about it, and that's one of the things that for me is insane, is that the TV ads in terms of cost haven't shifted that much, because they're still counting that the 6 people that were in the room is watching TV. Guess what? They're not. They're not watching TV. They're not really watching TV like they used to. And they're still, like, I see the ads for Gorton and Donner here and all the lawyers, and I'm like, really? Really? Can you imagine the amount of money they're putting in this crap, in those television ads? You don't imagine what they could do with, $100,000 budget on Facebook? Like, how much content could you create for $100,000?
So much.
Yeah, like insane. And the value and how you would blanket, like they would be everywhere. $100,000. And that's the insanity. And then they're putting ads on television that nobody looks at. Or they pause and they skip and whatnot. So it actually has been going down. In 2013, it was 4.43 hours per day, and now it's gone down to 4 hours, and it's a steadily decline. It's going down and it's getting out of the way. What is actually this one is the younger TV, so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the young kids. They are completely, completely collapsing. They are the 18 to 24 actually is the biggest drop. 18 to 24. So these are the kids that are going to be looking for a flat screen TV and a Comcast membership. They're not going to do it. They're not going to value that expense. You mean I have to spend like $100 for channels that I don't even care? Like there's not even YouTube on that, and I have to buy that like $1,500 flat screen? That's crazy, and I can't even transport it with me. Give me a laptop. And that's the reality. So it's like, what impact is that going to have on Best Buy? What impact is that going to have on Comcast? Talking about disruption. These guys better wake up. So all the modern networks are exploding. Netflix, Amazon, Apple, Hulu. Who has Netflix here in the room? Right, I have Netflix. Who has Amazon Prime? Look at that. Who has Hulu? I don't have a Hulu. And Apple TV. Yeah, Apple TV, right? So this is completely exploding. This is what it's going. So iTunes, Netflix, dwarf cable network. That's actually very interesting. In digital content revenue, iTunes 20 billion, Netflix 7 billion, and then the cable network here with a measly $3 billion. That's kind of like staggering. And the next one actually is really interesting, is that YouTube has finally passed CBS in ad revenue. So YouTube is actually bigger than a major cable, and that actually is massive. That is like, if like there's any kind of like warning sign out there, this is massive. It has very interesting is ESPN. I haven't seen the return for the latest Super Bowl, but I think it is going to be one of the lowest rating for viewership. I think it's just going down. It's like actually I'm going to say the 18 to 35. Could not care less. They're like, okay, yeah, they'll watch the ads and stuff, but this is, it's a generation thing. They have to reinvent themselves. I mean, they didn't put Lady Gaga by accident, okay? Lady Gaga was totally to draw in my daughter, but my daughter is going to come in, watch Lady Gaga, and boom, she's gone. She's not consuming She was on Netflix, she comes to watch Lady Gaga, and she goes back on Netflix. So Fox Sundays, 3% less, and NBC Sunday Night Football, 13% less. CBS Sunday, 3% less. Thursday night, 15%. I think we're going to see Thursday night disappear. And Monday Night Football, minus 17%. Just people are not interested anymore. Fortunately, and that is the thing, is they have massive amount of revenue with ads. So they got $145 billion in TV subscription and $72 billion in advertising. So they have tons of money in terms of garden and donors and all these ads that are still out there. So the shift hasn't happened yet because there's a massive machine that is on the track that actually is floating all that. So TV will die slowly. So what's the next big thing? Because this is what the presentation was about. Antoine, what is the next big thing? All right, so we're going to take a break. No. The next big thing, it's not smartphones or the glasses, because they're not media consumption device. And it's not virtual reality. Those things you put in your head and whatnot. I think that's 10 to 15 years down the road. I think this is going to be huge. Virtual reality is going to be something that will have an experience where you actually be able to be on the field with the quarterback and actually seeing what's going on and being with the players, and it will be absolutely weird. The next big thing is social video. That is what all the experts are talking about. The consumption of social videos on Facebook have grown 200%. Snapchat came on the scene super strong about a year ago and has grown 150%. I played with Snapchat and whatnot. What is social video? Social video. It's videos on social media. Yeah, it's videos that are adapted to the medium, that are adapted to Facebook. So it's Facebook Live, and it's videos that are uploaded natively into Facebook. This is where, in my opinion, this is where I take all my clients in terms of marketing, and I says this year we're doing videos. There's no questions where. Of course you have Facebook videos, Twitter's video, Instagram video. Instagram used to be 30 seconds. Now you can upload a whole minute, and I think it's even more now, right? Right? I don't know, but you can upload a lot more. Snapchat and YouTube, and all those channels are absolutely huge. It's all about this is what we want to consume. Ultimately, this is what we want to consume, and we've seen it with all our clients that the difference between any kind of content versus video content is 5 to 10 times more traffic. So the key takeaways, and this is me wrapping up the presentation. Videos is really where it's at in 2017. Mobile only. Actually, we've talked about mobile first, and I think we're getting into a space where it's going to be mobile only. Google and Facebook are really the two 800-pound gorilla in the room for us to do anything we have to do. I have a lot of clients where I go and look at their website and I can see the Twitter, the Instagram, the Google Plus, the Facebook, the Pinterest. They have all the icons on their website and they suck at all of them. All of them are shit. They have no followers, no content, nothing. And I'm like, you know what? Take them all out and have one. And do that one well. Do Facebook. Depending on where they are. If they're like heavy in the women and fashion, I could say, well, if you like Pinterest, I would say, do you like Pinterest? Are you happy with Pinterest? Yeah, I love Pinterest. Okay, then do that. But then be good there instead of having them all and sucking at all of them. And amazing content. You need to have amazing content. That's just really my take for 2017, and I hope you got value out of it.